Hello, Klana. Lovely
Yes.
to see you.
And lovely to have you, Vincent.
Thank you for having me.
And Vincent, we decided to have a little chat today about relationships and perhaps sexuality
Yes,
because you are a relationship coach. Did I say that right?
you said that perfectly, Klana. Thank you.
So,
Yes.
please talk a little bit about yourself and where you are located.
Well, I'm based in London, which is where I was born and raised. I became a coach while living in Ibiza when I had the pleasure of meeting you.
Yes.
You were the first person to teach me coaching tools. And I discovered my vocation of coaching while in Ibiza. And then I've returned back to London and I'm practicing now as a relationship and dating coach. And this is my full time vocation in life and basically why I'm here on this planet.
Yes, and that is so interesting. And we have that thing in common that we want to bring more harmony into relationships of people.
Oh, see, that's my
Yeah.
key word. One of my key words is there's three of them actually: love, peace, and harmony. And that's into relationships with our significant other, but I think actually more with ourselves. And then who we become is a much more generous and loving individual, which impacts all our relationships.
Yes, of course, because it always starts with ourselves.
Yes.
Because we are the only person we are able to change somehow. We cannot really change another person.
Yeah, it doesn't stop us trying though, Klana.
Of course.
Yeah. And and we're also the most powerful person that we know. We have the power to create the world as we please.
Yeah.
So when we focus on ourselves and we connect to our power, then we're able to have great influence over our relationships and the world. But if I'm trying to change you, well, that ain't gonna work. And the wonderful thing is you don't need changing, Klana. You're perfect. It's up to me to connect to my wisdom so that I can see that in you.
And this is very wise. This is so true. Everybody is perfect. We
Yeah,
just need to watch people with these eyes that everybody is perfect and someone fits to me and another person won't fit for me.
yeah, I get that. We're like flowers in a garden. There are certain environments and conditions that really work for us, and there's others that don't. But that doesn't diminish those other environments. It just means we don't quite flourish when we're in that setting. And we're
Yes.
like people, there's certain people I find that who magic happens in a moment and we have a bond that can last a lifetime. And with other people, that's just not present. And it might be just because the circumstances were unfavorable in that moment, and it's fine. We don't need to have that with everybody. Plenty of people who we do have that with.
You work mainly with women, you told me the other day. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yes.
What are those women searching for?
Um, they have an idea of what they're searching for, which is usually those external factors. But what we discover once we delve into what's going on for them is there's generally an absence of self love and self care and a connection to their profound feminine energy and power. And in guiding them to discover these endless aspects of themselves, everything else just tends to work itself out. So it's really generally about self love, really connecting to who you are and finding that you have within you everything you seek.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's so true. Sometimes it's just hidden, very
Yeah,
well hidden due to our education, the society's pressure, and those things.
yeah, and they're profound in their
Yeah.
impact. Yeah, yeah. And yourself, Klana, you're um, I've described you. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology as a sexologist.
I would say it more simple. I'm a sex worker.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a title as well. This is I'm called a sexological body worker,
Hmm.
which is a certified profession in the state of California of the USA. Yeah,
Mm.
which implies already what I'm doing. I'm working with the body,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I'm some kind of a somatic teacher to help people find what they really want
Mm.
also with your body, so that they get a better and a greater awareness of how their body works, also in terms of arousal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And what are some of the most surprising outcomes you've experienced with your clients?
Oh, this is a good question. This is such a wide field. So, for instance, a few months ago, I had a client. He didn't have sex with his woman for several years,
Mhm.
and this is why he actually came. And he said he was some kind addicted to porn.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it worked when he was wanking himself in front of the computer watching porn,
Mhm.
but he didn't even want to touch his woman.
Mm. Mhm.
So, but now it was so great that he saw that and he wanted to solve that. And then he came to me. This is already a great, great big step.
Mm. Mm.
And he didn't want to be touched at the beginning from me. So we didn't have touch included for the first sessions. We were only talking. And this is the reason why my work also works on Skype or via phone.
Mm.
This is not only the body work.
Mhm.
And then the bodywork can be totally different types. So with him, after talking, I saw, yeah, I tried. Things developed, you know.
Mhm.
I have not a plan when this person is here, and I know exactly, okay, this is this, and we do this and this and that.
Yeah. It's not a
So
procedure.
it's a procedure. It somehow it develops.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah. It
going? Yeah, it
emerges.
emerges. Thank
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
for
I
help.
get that. So, I get you. You'll be
Yeah,
uh, seeing the feedback and then adjusting and delivering in response to.
exactly. And the
Mhm.
client is always the person who leads the session. It's not me that puts something on them,
Mhm.
but they have their boundaries and their limits. And this is very important that they learn to communicate where those limits are. And
Yes.
they can train with me, and then they can bring it home to their partners. So,
Mm.
and in this particular case, I saw once he came and said, "Oh, when I hug my woman, I feel I'm not really there," or something like that. And we couldn't really see, is it her that closes the door or is it him? And so I suggested, how about hugging me? We just try it. And then we stood there, I don't know for how many minutes. It might have been 10 to 20 minutes. And then I talked him through this hug. And we saw, okay, how do you feel now? And this guy, he was already very conscious about his sensations and his feelings in his body were. So he could directly tell me, okay, my heart is closed. It feels as if there is a big door in front of a castle. And then I asked him, is there a door or a knob or something like that to open it? And then he said, no. But and then I said, you might try to just open it. And I said, okay, it works a little bit. And so we walked through this thing, and that was completely new. I haven't done that before. It was just intuitive, and it worked so well. And I felt his hug at the end of that session, that small session, he was open, his heart was open, my heart was open, and it was totally different. So he took that home to his woman, and he tried it with her. And yeah, that was perfect. And the next time we did another thing. We did some kind of a meditation, which was a breakthrough for him.
How so?
How so? Because he said then afterwards they made some holidays. They went on holidays, and then they had a talk, and they came each other much nearer than long times before. So they didn't have sex yet, but he was so happy. This guy was completely changed. Yeah.
Amazing,
So
Klana.
this could be one scenery, and with other people's, I really got into. They get naked. They lay in front of me on the table. They get a wonderful sensual massage, also with their private parts, and it's always in communication. This is the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I can hear the importance of communication in this guy sharing with you the metaphor of the castle with the door, and I can hear that you're guiding him to make sense of an area of life where he has a challenge, but maybe doesn't have an understanding, and you're guiding him to reveal to himself what's going on, the closed door, and then empowering him to push, to take responsibility and to guide himself to where he wants to be, which is in connection with his woman. And then what I heard was when they went on holiday, there was intimacy. Intimacy is so important, but isn't connected necessarily or dependent on physical touch or sexuality. Intimacy can occur all day in a variety of different ways. And in that moment, you and him working together has enabled him to turn up and create intimacy with his partner.
Yes.
Which what I hear there is that now the access to sexuality and to sensuality is through intimacy, and so he's now on a journey to that outcome. So good work, Klana.
Yes, and I love those stories, of course.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Can you tell me a story out of your experiences?
Ooh, certainly. Let me think. Well, I had a message, beautiful message this morning from somebody that I've been working with, and she it's not so much within the dating relationship realm, but it's still about self-love and self-care. And she is about to engage on a very monumental process in her personal life in relationship to her mother. And we had explored how she feels and what she thinks about the situation, and then found new tools for her to look at things from a different perspective. And now she's able to take this next phase of her life with love, where anger and upset was present. She now has connected to love, and she's about to, it's quite a momentous occasion to do so with love and to be in the presence of her own love and to not need anything externally to have that sense of love in her life. So she's going to impact the people in her life, I'm certain, as she goes through this phase from a very loving place. And that to me is remarkable, that becomes available to somebody through connecting, helping them find who they are and what's available for them inside, because it colours everything when you get to that place. Like the guy, your client, he does the work, he becomes empowered, and then he's able to touch whoever he likes with that power, and it's a very similar process.
Exactly. And this is so great also what you told us about this woman. When you accept yourself and you love yourself, you exude a completely different attraction and magnetism to the outside, because you are
Yeah.
not needy anymore. You have it all in yourself, and you don't need to blame anybody who's there, or even blame people that they are not there to make you happy. You are the only person that can make yourself happy.
Yes. Do you know what came to mind there, Klana, was when we're needy, I think of the energy of neediness as grabby.
Yeah.
We grab. And what I've found myself through cultivating self love and peace and harmony is that I'm more at peace with myself. So I'm able to receive so much more because my focus isn't out, it's kind of centered, and I'm able to allow in a lot more love, a lot more contribution, a lot more of the magic of life because my mind isn't occupied with gimme, gimme, gimme,
Yeah.
you, there. I'm just in this place of calm and peace, and then I just find I'm able to be more aware and present in the moment, and I can really listen and appreciate and connect and touch and feel what's happening in the moment because I have this process of being centered and knowing what I have inside is all that I need. And like you said, I don't need from other people. Now it's more like a want and a desire, which is a lot more sexy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Vincent. I thank you very much for this talk, and I hope there are more to come.
Me too, Klana. Like I've said before, I could spend all day talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Bye for now.